What the Jesus fucking Christ was that? What did you make me watch, Owen?
I didn't make you watch anything.
Really? Because I paid $4 for this movie so we could watch it tonight.
You willingly did that.
Explain yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, I picked this up on sale many moons ago, and it's been sitting around here, and I said, hey, this is a perfect time to watch this. And it was absolute fucking dog shit. I hate myself for having us watch this. I hate the people that made this. It's super boring. And the ending is complete bullshit.
All right, so the back of the box says, a serial killer is stalking the city of San Francisco. I'm going to read this to you because fuck me if we're going to try to actually explain what the fuck happened in the movie. Okay, a serial killer is stalking the city of San Francisco and sending a news reporter cryptic letters after each murder. As the body count rises, 2 San Francisco PD detectives, the reporter and a psychologist priest, relentlessly pursue the madman, who's a psychologist / priest, who determined to put an end to his bloody carnage. But as the killer gets closer and closer to the news reporter, well, the detectives catch him before it's too late. Shot on location in the San Francisco Bay Area, this gripping edge-of-your-seat thriller will have you frozen in place as you witness the madness of Franpsycho.
Whoever wrote that.
Director of photography, Rocky Robinson. You don't exist, or you did nothing for this movie because every light was practical. There was no lighting in this movie. It was hit the light switch. Cool. We're on.
Oh, man. And there wasn't even that big of a body count. But try to make it out like it's some big body count.
There wasn't like any interesting kills. It was all just boring shit with weak, flimsy plot to hold together. It's so bad. And none of the characters have any conviction to what they're saying. None of the actors can fucking act. The priest is hilariously awful. He's trying so hard to be an actor. And this fucking movie's on that guy's acting rule, Owen said. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You were terrible in this. You should know you were terrible in this. You should know that you were terrible. And you should not, it's just, oh my God. I bet you he's gotten better, but still, he was terrible in this movie. It's been 10 years. I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt.
At least he had the only part that made me laugh, where he tells the guy to go to hell.
Damn you!
Which apparently didn't kill him. He got shot twice in the head. Well, on the ground he had his eyes open. I don't think he was supposed to.
No.
Yeah. Do you even want to try to get into this a little bit? I remember some of it.
At one point, Joe Estevez, who's been in more movies than he has any right to be, is watching himself on television. So he is sitting with a white backdrop, watching himself with a white backdrop because there's no mise-en-scene whatsoever in this film. There are blank walls everywhere, which, by the way, not a badly shot film in the sense of framing. There are some framing issues with some canted angles, but aside from the misuse of canted angles and a really poorly executed psycho shot, but A for effort, by the way, because it's better than some people do. I give them credit for that. Besides that, like it was basically actors standing against white walls. It's great. You know how to give your shot depth, but you need to decorate the walls with stuff. So it's not plain white walls, you know? You got to do something about that because otherwise it just looks a bunch of talking heads still. So there's a lot of that in this movie. It's a shame because it's otherwise fairly okay, like put together.
Sure, I'll give him that.
I mean, it wasn't. I saw Blood Slaughter Massacre. This movie was better than that. I've seen Dead on Sight. This movie was better than that. Not a good movie, just better than the worst movies I've ever seen. So, still pretty bad.
Yeah, it's just boring.
Yeah.
There's a lot of scenes of like 5 minutes of the killer walking with the same music played over and over and over. It's like a 5-second loop, and he just repeats and it repeats, and he's walking and he's walking, and there's a bunch of scenes where he's following the victims.
Eduardo Curaz. Gee, one of the directors did the music. I'm shocked.
It's not terrible music. It's not the worst thing we've heard.
No, but it's just like when you get short, repetitive music, it's usually done by these guys trying to save a buck.
But yeah,
it's not. It's better than no music. That's the worst, by the way. Not having any music in your movie. Yeah. Oh, so once again, A for effort.
Just such long, drawn out scenes of him following the victim, like 2 feet behind the girl in that one scene, and she somehow does not hear this 6 foot fucking overly muscular guy stomping behind her all the way to her house.
Half the time in movies, people are way too close. You're like, he would have heard. I hear people closer than that or farther away than that when they're walking behind me. Like that, sometimes you're just like, that's just ridiculous. But you can believe it because it's still far enough, and you think if someone's just oblivious, that would work. But this person had to literally be barely functioning as a human being.
Like, you could at least put like headphones on her or something.
Yeah, that would have been perfect. Put headphones in her, and then he could be like 10 feet behind her, and she would never fucking notice. That's a perfect way. And it also, kind of like, or have her blaring music on her phone loudly so everyone can hear it. Right? That's how she'd be oblivious because she's not able to hear anything around her. Like that. There's ways you could do that when you're stuck with only being able to shoot a certain distance away because. You're doing this guerrilla style and have no permission kind of way, So that's kind of like why he's only like 10 feet away from her. But if you're going to only be 10 feet away from her, like make it make sense. And when you've got a guy on the fucking train, don't make him just 1 seat away, glaring blatantly at a lady for like 5 fucking minutes. Jesus Christ.
I like the
hilarious. Jesus.
When they were shooting like Joe Estevez in like the park, and you could see the people walking by just looking like, what the fuck's going on over there? Like the woman walking her dog in the background. She's just looking over like, why the fuck's there a camera? And probably someone holding the mic.
I think this is all on camera mic, honestly. Is there a sound department listed?
Saying they don't even have a shotgun mic, bro? Come on.
No, dude, this is a DV cam.
At least the mic attached to the camera on top of it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's at least this, like what I have here. It's not the word like it's Blood Slaughter Massacre uses one of just this mic. This one uses this mic. See, there's a level here. Absolute shit. Like good for YouTube videos, but I don't know if I make a movie with it. I mean, I'm gonna make a movie with it because it's hilarious, but not because I'm seriously thinking it's gonna be good.
Yeah, so pretty much most of the movie is forgettable.
All
the movies forgettable.
A lot of the movies shots, I get they're trying to like make it like a pace, a specific like they're trying to give it a plodding pace, trying to give it more like a meditative pace is what I'm gathering. I'm just making assumptions here, but what they've done instead is held all of their shots, nearly every single shot in the entire movie, for about a second longer than they should be, and it's evidenced very clearly in one part where he goes, get in the car, and then it cuts to another shot and he goes, get in the car again. Like, no, see, you could have get in the car, cut to him talking to the dispatch. Like, you could have trimmed that out. You see how, and that makes it fat. It's not that it's shorter and you get to the point, it's that you told us no new information with this extra pieces, so we have to throw them out. If you give us something interesting or new about any of the characters or the situation, then you can show us. If you do not, then don't. You're just wasting our time.
I just assumed the mom and the news reporter weren't listening, so I had to keep saying it.
Right?
Like children. The mom was great too, where she's like, he's in the house, get out. And she's like, oh God.
Oh God.
Like that long pause. And then they cut to them turning around. They cut back, and then she's like, "Ah!" and like runs out the door. Like, fucking 5 seconds later.
Yeah, there's some genuinely funny parts. There's there's clearly a segment shot with Joe Estevez in a car that's all done in one driving take. I assume they were driving from one location to another. Because, like, he's just like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then the camera's on a different part of the dashboard. Blah, 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 blah. The camera's on a different part of the dashboard. Da, 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 da. I was like, oh, gosh, this is all the same. I get it. That's how you, and at least they were on different parts of the road. And at one point it was at night. And, like, they did a good job with that. But I'm just like, most of this was shot at one time. At one go, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess. So I feel we should at least talk about the ending.
Oh, God.
So just a quick plot is he's killing a couple people, leaving these notes for this reporter girl because he likes her for some reason, which never comes into play.
No.
And eventually they do a news story where they read one of his notes, but it's fake. He's like, you can't catch me. I'm fucking invincible or whatever. And that pisses him off to where he turns on her, blah, 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 blah. So at the end of it, he, for some reason, the reporter's boyfriend, who has terrible blonde bleach hair.
It's so bad. It's so bad. He's like 40. He's like 36, and his hair's bleach blonde, and there's nothing wrong with that, but he doesn't have the attitude of someone who should have bleach blonde hair in his 30s. He has the attitude of someone who needs to wear a fucking shirt and tie to the office.
He fucking loves Sugar Ray, man. What do you want?
Man, you just can't get rid of the Sugar Ray, man. You can take the Sugar Ray out of the boy, but you can't, or you take the boy out of the Sugar Ray, but you can't take the Sugar Ray out of the boy. You know what I mean? It's just part of him.
Some reason he just decides the cops aren't good enough and sends them away.
It's crazy.
If I remember right, Todd Bridges, who's in this, by the way, doesn't die. He's just sent away at that point.
I don't know who the fuck Todd Bridges is.
He was the officer that was following her around watching her.
Oh, okay. That guy. He's actually the best actor in the movie. I think I even said that at some point.
From Different Strokes.
Yeah, okay.
Thing.
So he actually is a decent actor in this movie. He's like the best character in the movie.
Although he is the one that repeats getting the car 3 times.
That's not his fault. That's the fault of the editing.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
he said it 3 times.
They shot the scene
good enough.
2 different angles. That's what happened.
Anyways, so the killer comes, kills the cops, which we didn't even. I thought the cop was just sleeping because it was like a second shot of the cop outside.
Right? It wasn't clear enough that it was. He was dead. They needed to show it needed to be pushed in closer with more of the wire that's hanging out of the window around his neck, like in frame. So you should see his face should be near the top of frame with the wire, and that should be the shot. And you're like, oh fuck, you know. But the way it looks like, he just looks like he's doing this.
And then a blonde guy inside is being like, we don't need the cops. You need me. I'm a former Marine. I'll protect you. I killed the Taliban with my bare hands.
I've got a gun in the closet. Like, oh God.
And he just keeps rambling on, and then he's like, it's gonna be fine. The alarm's set. I was like, the alarm that tells the police to come that you sent away.
Right.
So the alarm goes off. He runs to another room because for some reason he doesn't have the gun on him. Gun's not there. Killer comes out, hits him in the back of the head. Comes out. Yeah, shoots the reporter. Goes back in the bedroom with the knocked out guy laying face down next to the bed. Puts the gun in his hand. Shoots him in the head. Which now we completely realize, no, this is not going to happen because it's too obvious that guy did not fucking do this.
Lays on the ground and then shoots them.
Yeah. And then, of course, it cuts to the cop showing on the door. Cuts to black, I guess the next day. And they're like, we should have known it was him. And, they're trying to fill in this bullshit ending as something we're going to believe by giving us information which we don't know before, where apparently the blonde guy as a teenager killed somebody. Manslaughter. And he was kicked out of the military for attacking an officer.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to pile on more for us, oh yes, of course he did it.
Oh, that's why they believe it.
And then if that's not enough, the different black officer calls and goes, yeah, he had a wound on the back of his head, but that's because the officer was fighting him off, is how they tried to put it.
There's a coroner that was calling, by the way.
That was the corner? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be the corner.
Because he was at the scene. He was also at the scene, which I wouldn't believe him anyways, where he carjacked the guy and stabbed him. He's like, same guy. He's like, it's not anything like what he's been doing, but yeah.
I think he was the corner in that case, too. It just was, yeah.
So he's like, open and shut case. That guy killed everybody and then shot himself. Like, why? No. He was getting away with all the murders if it was him.
It's not believable at all.
As well as the fact that he has a clear wound of a pistol being whipped in the back of his head 5 minutes before he shoots himself while laying down next to the bed.
And let me tell you guys a little factoid. Do you know what happens when you hit somebody in the back of the head with something that's metal and dense and heavy? You kill them. You don't hit people in the back of the head when you knock them out. You hit them in the jaw. You hit them in the face. You don't hit them in the fucking back of the head. That's how you kill people.
So apparently this corner is it's like his first day on the job.
He's a dumb shit. He's the worst.
He's like, yeah, this stabbing we knew, us watching knew it was the same guy, but there's no way he would be able to link that. Let alone that potentially that blonde guy was dead for 5 minutes and then somehow shot himself in the head.
Right? Well, movie logic, he was just knocked out. But yeah, don't do that, kids.
I like even now that it's clear that he's the coroner. He's like, open and shut case, and the detective's like, he said it's open and shut. Fuck it, this is done.
It's done. It's done, Joe.
And then we have the scene of the killer getting in a car, hitchhiking, going to his next town.
Phoenix.
Who gives a shit?
I'm like, I can't wait for the sequel. Franpsycho, which is the San Antonio-based San Franpsycho sequel.
Yeah, before we end this, we should probably mention the 5-minute-long masturbation scene.
Oh my god!
But he takes a minute to even unzip his pants.
He's fighting his zipper for like a whole minute. You should have cut that. You should have cut that sooner to like.
And then he slides his hand in his pants to masturbate.
And so obviously, you can clearly see him grab his actual cock and like adjust it, and you're like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And then it cuts to his face because I think he's actually jerking off, and they're like, "We can't show that."
I'm method, man. I gotta jerk it.
The guy has been in 260 movies.
I don't know how.
He's been an extra in a lot of movies, but he's also been in a lot of these like low budget indie films. And I bet you he was just being all method. And he's like, this is gonna win me an Academy Award. And I'm gonna notice because if I just totally full crazy with this. I think he just believed in himself so hard that he started jerking off, and they're like, whoa, we really can't show that because like the zoom in's a bit like distorted. Looks like it's zoomed in and not like actually pushed in. But holy crap, man!
I just couldn't get over the fact that if you masturbate that way, you're just ejaculating on your jeans, boxers if you wear them, and on your leg.
Yeah, or if you whipped it out all over yourself, like not even using napkins. At least if you're gonna be the lazy man, like at least jizz under the carpet and stamp it out with your foot. I mean, for fuck's sakes, be lazy proper is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Look, every guy has been that. I'm just gonna come on the floor. Fuck it. All right, it's done. I'm done. You're really depressed. You just ate half a gallon of ice cream. You don't feel good about yourself. It's done. It's just this floor is getting bukkake, all right? This is happening. And that's what this guy did. He bukkake'd himself, apparently, the inside of his pants.
I am sorry that I chose this movie. This is the first movie.
I hate you.
Clearly say that it's
oh, God.
I would say it's the worst movie we've seen so far. I remember.
Goes in the outgoing pile. Someone's getting that pile of shit. I feel bad for you. I don't feel bad for giving it to you. It's like the ring virus.
Probably about 20 minutes in, we actually discussed shutting it off and doing a different movie.
We were 40 minutes into it.
40 minutes?
We were 40 minutes in, and I was like, seriously? We should just watch Robot Shocks, and you should have taken me up on it.
I felt like we'd be cheating. We started
would've
it.
been.
We gotta finish it.
Well, that would have been cheating. I've only stopped one movie and it's dead on sight. That's how bad that movie. I've never finished that movie. I actually still own it too.
Don't even think about it.
No, God, no, no, God, no.
All
I
right.
turned it off for a reason. It's the only movie I've turned off for a reason. I should say the only movie I've turned off that I've not ever gone back to finish, I should say. Because I have turned off movies. I've always finished the movie at some point.
Even if you find this movie in a public bathroom, do not pick it up and take it home.
Only time you should take this movie is if someone says, take it or die. It's totally worth keeping your life. I'm saying I would rather sit through this movie and live than be shot.
That's true.
Just saying. It's not the word. It was not Exterminator City bad. Don't ever watch Exterminator City.
I'd
rather watch this.
To take it.
Pay me to take it. Yeah, someone pay me and I'll send it to you. It's $10 and it's yours. I gotta make money, right? Like I'm gonna eat the shipping on it too. All right, so for those of you who are, oh sorry, hold on, let's do the outro for the podcast. So so you have to cut that part out. Yeah, and yeah, that'll just fucking do it for this. Cause god damn it, if we have to talk about this movie any longer, I'm gonna cry. Do you have any last words on the movie?
0.
0 out of 1,000. All right, for those of you who are watching live, next week's movie is Robot Jocks, which I somehow make someone watch at least once a year. I love this movie.
And that's me, because I've never seen it.
Last year, no one had seen it for League of Extraordinary Cinephiles, I believe, or maybe it was the year before. So, but I've seen this movie hundreds of times. I own this on VHS. I've owned this on DVD. I've owned this on Blu-ray now. I would own it on beta if I found it. I would own it on Laserdisc if I found it. They all have different covers.
So are you trying to hype this up, make me think it's going to be up here, and then it's going to go down here?
Oh, fuck you. This movie's amazing.
We'll see.
Achilles! Trust me, it's fucking bad, but hilarious and awesome. I love it. It's fucking Stuart Gordon. Don't you shit on it.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, Albert Band produced this shit. This is a Empire Pictures film. This is near the end of their run. So this is classic Charlie Band stuff.
But you hyped up the best of the bad, and I enjoyed them.
Okay, but this is actually just cheesy. Put it that way. It's just cheesy. It's pretty bad in some parts, but like laughably bad, and then it's cheesy the rest of the time. It's better than Ninja Busters in like quality wise.
All right.
The miniature work and stop motion work is really excellent too. So yeah, yeah, we'll be talking about Robot Jocks because hey, if Bad Movie Fiends can do it, we can do it too. They did their whole rating system around this movie. They like this movie so much. That's one out to the Jocks rating is from this movie. Jocks, Robot Jocks. Anyway, so yeah, we'll see you next week for Robot Jocks. Say goodbye, Owen.
Bye, Owen.
Bye, Owen.